Well. Instagram's doing crazy stuff, so we won't be able to go live tonight on Instagram. That's okay.
All right.
I mean, technology, it's our best friend. It has been a day, but we're here, right?
Yeah.
And you cut your bangs, and they look so cute. They look so cute. Oh my god. So Instagram's gonna
lost my vision, so it was like it's time.
Oh, like were they? I haven't had bangs since I was little. Were they like down here?
Yeah.
They're cute. They're very Audrey Hepburn. And
I always do them very short, so this way I have extra time with them before I have to get them cut again.
I remember you cutting your bangs in the last year and a half.
I haven't cut them in months.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just like, look how dark my hair is.
Yeah.
Like, this is dark. It matches my mom's hair, and my hair is not black. Anyways, happy freaking Monday. My God, it is the middle of June. How did that happen?
Middle of June.
What did I miss here? Like, blink, and like the whole year goes by. Like, what?
Yeah.
My. Anyways, well, welcome to another rousing and very tiring, not tiring because we're a tiring episode, but tiring because we're exhausted episode. So we might be yawning. Do we want to petition for like just a sleep episode where we have the Broadway fan club nap edition?
Absolutely.
All right, you guys can hear this nap edition. You guys sound off, but welcome to the Broadway fan club, home of the Broadway fan club podcast. My name is Heather, and this lovely, very short-banged woman to my left is Amber. And we're here to discuss all the crazy stuff going on this week. We're not getting political, so don't worry. But really, there are lots of like comings and goings and all sorts of crazy cuckoo banana stuff. So I think we should just take a deep dive right into it. For those of you seeing that I am not in my apartment. This is my mom's house. I'm here. I just woke up from a nap about 25 minutes ago because it has been a day. Amber said it was a day over there. I see Olivia's in the comments. Olivia, did you have a good day today? I hope you did. And we're here to hopefully make your day brighter. So do you want to take a deep dive in? Do you want to play catch up as to what's happening in the next couple of weeks? Your call, Amber. I'm letting you drive the bus as I eat a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Well, I'm busy. You know I'm busy right now, so.
She's busy, she says. I will ramble on. Olivia says busy but good. Yeah, it's been busy. It's kind of summer already. I mean, here in Florida, it's very much summer. But I feel, and I think everybody else feels that, like, right after the Tony Awards, there's always like a chop. And it's not even just the shows that are like, okay, we held on, we didn't get a Tony, okay, we're leaving. It's just like the season stops. You're like, oh, there's no more shows. Because during the traditional season, you're constantly like, well, this show's opening this week, and this one's the first previews, and this, and like you just constantly go. And now it's just like this, you can take a deep breath and go, Chris Levy, it was summer here last month. Yes, Chris Levy, it sure was.
I was going to say, you say that, but.
Yeah, now we're actually in summer where it's 99 bajillion degrees. Chris is a friend of mine here in Orlando.
I just meant but then of course like things span, bigger than just that. And then we have a Vita opening across the pond. We have, things opening that we'll talk about.
A show that's opening up
exactly.
Next weekend.
So the openings never end. They
don't, but it's just, it was like this, but no, they're starting again, but it was just like like playing catch up, catching my breath, and then, but it was like that, like, okay, everything leads up to, you and I talked about this, it leads up to the Tonys, we're there, we're good, and then we get a couple days, we're like, what day is it? What year is this?
And I told you, I had that, like, nightmare like the day we did the podcast with Alan.
Okay, but you told me. I don't think you told anybody else.
Who won the Tonys? Like, what happened? Like, did I miss?
This is what the day of our Tonys episode. Is that right?
It was the day of like us to like talk about it, yeah, or something, yeah.
So, do you want to tell the boys and girls sitting at home?
And I like had like a pure panic. I was just like I just was sitting there and I was just like, wait a minute, who won the Tonys? Like I don't.
This is before the Tony Awards.
I don't remember any of it because they never happened.
She's like, no, but who won the best?
Because I was just like so amped about it that like it felt like it was like I was like, did I miss it? Like, did I blink and miss it? Like, what happened?
No, you didn't. You didn't. But yeah, Chris goes, it does feel like summer vacation from school once the Tonys end. We had Call Me Izzy open and now nothing until Mamma Mia. Chris, that is not right. I like being able to be right because Chris is the guru. Maybe I will put it this way. I can't say that's not right. On Broadway, okay, I'll give it to you. Off Broadway, there are 2 shows opening this week. And by this week, I mean between now and next Sunday. And I guess, should we make our announcement at the top of the show?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I was waiting for the go ahead. I mean, this is a partnership here, babe. So one of the shows that is opening up starts performances on June 21st. Does anybody in the comment section know what show is opening up on the 21st? Go on and weigh in. 542. Okay. It is the one and only Joy the Musical, starring Tony nominee Betsy Wolfe. And this is really cool. We are the official fan group of Joy the Musical. So if you were looking at getting more information about Joy the Musical, it is going to be uploaded to our website tonight, which is www.thebroadwayfanclub.com. Right here, www.thebroadwayfanclub.com, or you can find it right on social media. Yes, that show sounds like a joy. It is a joy. Let me tell you guys about it. So, if anybody's familiar with Joy Mangano, she is an entrepreneur and inventor. This is a real life story, like Miracle Mop Woman, QVC. In 2015, there was a movie that came out about Joy, and it was starring Jennifer Lawrence. So I've got really bad hiccups right now. This is a musical with a lot of fun music. It's at the Laura Pels Theater at the Harold and Miriam Steinberg Center for Theater on West 46th Street. Box office open today. Chris, it's funny you say that. I'll bet they'll mop up the box office. Well, Chris, when the box office opened today, not only did they sell tickets for the first 100 people for $19.95, the price of a mop, but everybody that purchased a ticket within the first 100 people also got a free mop. So freaking cool. I am beyond ecstatic with how wonderful their marketing is. And we're part of it. And we're so excited to be part of it. I really love the fact that they are focusing on, and you guys, if it sounds familiar, it is really coming down to like Ken Davenport's been all over it. Betsy Wolfe's been all over it. Joy herself's been talking about it. It is truly an inspiring show about kind of like the American dream, and it's like woman powered. It's considered a new true musical is how they're tagging it, but it's really about learning like what it takes to put on a show, what it takes to do a musical. Lauren Latour's, what it takes to choreograph, what it takes to create a fan community. So very excited about the opportunity to be part of it. It's going to be something crazy and incredible, starting again on June 21st, starring Betsy Wolfe, Jill Abramovitz as Toots, which is Joy's mother, and Honor Blue Savage as Christy, Joy's daughter, Adam Gripper as Rudy, Joy's father, JG, I can never say her last name, Macapuge. I'm so sorry. I'm going to wind up meeting her next week and be like, I need to learn how to spell your last name. As Lorraine, Brandon Espinosa as Tony, Joy's ex-husband, Paul Whitty as Cowboy Eddie, Charles Brown as Dan Hardy, Gabriella Carrillo as Ronnie, Dana Costello from the ensemble, Ryan Duncan in the ensemble, Galen Keeley. Like, it is a massive, like, there's another 15 names in it. Incredible cast, incredible production. So super excited. So super excited to go see the show. And then The next day, June 22nd, Amber, what happened June 22nd?
Broadway Bears.
Besides that, she is looking, are you okay? You're looking down, and with the new haircut, it just looks like bangs and a nose.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't know. What's June 22nd?
I mean, this little show called Heathers is.
Oh, yes, Heather's.
And I snagged a ticket. I'm really excited. Let's see, Chris Levy. I love when shows do stuff like that. I wish more would. I remember that revival of Wonderful Town in 2004 offered tickets for like $7.50, a price of a ticket in the 50s when I first ran. I bought 2 and gave them away as gifts. I think that's really cool. Then I went to the show on TDF tickets later that winter. Fair. Yeah, I love when shows are like creative about it. I can't wait to see what Heather's is going to start to do. I will be there for first preview on the 22nd. And because of all of my chaos of being in the city next week, we do not have a show next week. So we're going on summer break. I'm muting you because for some reason your thing is getting clicky. And silence. But so next Sunday, I will be at something else is very exciting, and it'll kind of help us segue into our next announcement of sorts. So Broadway sings Queen, like the music of Queen. It's starring a whole bunch of Broadway stars, including lovely and dear friend of the show, the one and only Justin Sargent. And Justin just had his last performance on the national tour of Hamilton as King George III. So that was yesterday, and it was sweet. They did tea time with the king as a goodbye, and that was really sweet. And then who else left yesterday from the show? Do you remember, Amber?
Nope.
Sarah Hyland just had her last.
Oh, yes. Sarah Hyland did leave. Yes. Yep, yeah. I knew that. Sorry.
Yeah. So lots of fluctuation. Curious to see where she is going off to. Also curious to see where Justin's going after Broadway sings Queen, which I'm super excited about. Then I'll be at first preview for Heathers. And then I'll be at the midnight showing of Broadway Bears. Thank you to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. If you guys want more information on Bears, please let me know. I will send you the information. It's the #1 largest fundraising event from Broadway Cares for the year. So super excited. The theme is come out, and it's all Wizard of Oz. So I don't know, Amber, did I tell you my 2 outfit ideas?
Mm-mm.
So I'm leaning towards one more so than the other. I was either going to use like my cute dress for that I wore for Water for Elephants, like that blue sequin dress, and do like red shoes for like a Dorothy-ish. But I think I'm really leaning towards doing like a fun spin on the Tin Man. And of course I told Michael, and he was like, yeah, you have to do the Tin Man. But to do like my silver holographic dress, my silver glitter boots, or like a silvery kind of shoe. And then I bought a heart to make like a sparkly heart. What do you think?
That's cool. That's cute.
Yeah. And
the accessories are more fun with the Tin Man for sure.
For real. Because I can't carry around a cute puppy all night. I wish I could.
Right.
There's a different kind of puppy at that event. And Chris says, yes, Friday the 20th here in Orlando with a Broadway Rape at the Beach. I will we'll talk after the show. I'm already tired. And then next Monday, I'm supposed to be going to see Don Giovanni at the Cutting Room. Super excited, new off-Broadway rock opera. Next Tuesday is a free day. So I'm thinking Stranger Things. Next Wednesday, because matinees are a Wednesday thing, I'm so excited. I think, Amber, I'm going to go to Cabaret.
Nice.
It's been a couple of months since I've seen Cab, and with Eva leaving soon and Orville leaving soon, I feel like it's time to go back. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then Wednesday night, I am going to take Larry to go see Joy the Musical, and we'll report back. So again, summer break next week for Amber and myself, and then we'll come back with an all-new show telling you guys all about all the exciting stuff. But are you ready to dig into some news for a little bit?
I am almost done.
You can tell when we don't have Well, we don't have Casey in the corner because Amber is the one sharing to all of our groups.
But I will say, while Chris Levy is here, that just made me think of the fact that like an hour ago, I just crept on Jack Malone's Instagram story, and he is doing the funniest thing that any Brit could do while visiting the U.S.
What is he doing?
Can you just guess?
And for those of you who don't know who Jack Malone is, one, shame on you, but two, Jack just took home a Tony, but is in Operation Mincemeat, which is one of Chris Levy's favorite shows, hence why it reminded Amber of that. Drinking tea, visiting Boston, becoming the king of the U.S.
Oh no, even better.
Meeting or becoming the queen of the United States.
No, he's with his partner Jasmine, who is lovely, sampling a tour of Italy at the Olive Garden.
Okay. You know, I was doing some creeping earlier today too, which might have explained the loads of videos you got because I hit the algorithm of Sunset Boulevard, but as I'm eating a Reese's peanut butter cup, but a very specific thread of Sunset Boulevard. Did you happen to notice a trend?
No.
I hit the Tom Francis' Soda Scout Sunset Boulevard mockumentary videos.
Nice.
Hence why there was a dog doing the sunset walk.
That was shared to the group like 4 days ago. That was shared to our group like 4 days ago. You're late.
I understand. But also, like, I don't have time to look at our group every single day.
Well, maybe you should approve the posts in the group then, because then you would see them.
Approve the post? Did you really just try that? That's
cute. I did.
Yeah, considering that we run 100 and more groups and there's stuff that's sitting on buy sell Broadway for like 5 days that nobody approves and I have to go in, like, pretty sure I'm right on top of that, Rose.
There's actually something pending in the Broadway fan club that's been there for a couple days that I've been waiting for you to take a look at.
I'm gonna go look at this right now. Standing by. All right. The photo that you just sent to me, I handled earlier, and that's just trying to call you. Guys, we'll just keep it as PC as possible.
I banned them from all of our groups.
Which one, the poster or the follower?
The person that they said tried to scam them.
So we are cops. That person that made the post is also a scam. So we can talk about it later. Anyways, so yes, we very specifically like to keep the peace. You know, if there's a problem, come to us, please. We have almost 3 million members. Actually, I got a lovely email that I wanted to share from somebody that I thought was so sweet. It was somebody, after our episode last week, I went into another podcast. Friends over at the Five-ish Fangirls were celebrating like a huge milestone, and pretty much when I logged in, it was just all of us talking and our friend of the show, Nick, and it was just a lot of fun for like another 2 hours. And then the following night, I did a podcast with Nick and our friend Keith, but I got this lovely email less than an hour ago, and this person said that they started listening to me on Gold Standard, which is one of Nick's podcasts, and then a little bit on Happiness and Darkness, which is Nick and Keith's show. And now they're on Five-ish Fangirls, which is last week for the 11th birthday. And then started following us on Instagram and want to join the Broadway fan club because they love musical theater. They're a musical theater and we'd love to be a guest speaker on an episode. So I thought that was sweet. It's still what do you say?
Full circle,
but it's cute too because like I don't like the word fan. There are friends, there are members, like, you know, followers. I hate that term. Hate it. We're not cult leaders. It's the cult of Broadway fan club. It's totally fine. Speaking of cult leaders, no, I'm just kidding. It's going to be one of those weird episodes, but I'm going to read through our comments just because Amber's almost done. Yes, Olivia. We will be talking about Smash closing. It is the first from the chopping block of the Tonys. It's sad, but I will say that it was supposed to, from inside sources, Smash was supposed to close before the Tonys, before the Tony nominations. They were part of it. Same thing with Boop. Same thing with Real Women Have Curves. So I'm happy that they held out as long as they could. I wish Redwood had the opportunity to do that, but they did not receive any nominations. But yeah, Smash it's a complicated show. And somebody wrote a review about it in a different group, but I had urged them to post in ours. And there's been some great articles about Smash, how it went from, a TV show to a Broadway show, and kind of like where a disconnect to the audience was. Amber, you got to see that show.
Which one?
You got to see the workshop for Smash.
I did, yeah.
So what were your thoughts about it when you saw it?
It was nothing like the TV show at all. I thought it was fun.
Going into it, were you expecting it to be?
I don't really know what I was expecting.
Okay.
It's very meta. That's like the only way I can like really explain it. It's like I thought it was a good time. I enjoyed it, even though there were definitely a lot of things that needed to be fixed from the workshop, which I know that they did do some things to fix.
Is there something specific without whatever? Is there something specific that you can think of? Like, in your humble opinion, I mean, you are one of the experts in the field. In your opinion, though, is there something that you think could have made the show more successful than it was? Or do you think it just, and again, I go back to Matt DeAngelis and a couple of comments like even with Stephen Tewksbury on the show, that shows are meant to come in, they play for a little bit of a season, and they dip out. That is what traditional Broadway is supposed to be about. It's wonderful when there's a show like Wicked or Chicago or Phantom, Hadestown now, Moulin Rouge, it's or something that's different like Cabaret, that's actually a venue and the show's happening. It's unique. I think Sunset did it right. They played essentially for the season and they're done. Mm-hmm. What could have gone right, or what do you think really needed the work?
Well, I'm not sure because I didn't see the newest.
Well, no, but in the workshop itself, from the workshop.
All I know is that I'm glad they changed the ending from the workshop. Okay. That really didn't like it, didn't love it, thought it was like too off the walls, too zany, yeah, too ridiculous.
Feel more like an episode of Laugh-In? That was kind of a review that I was seeing a lot of. Like it was too
No, it didn't feel like it like a mockery of it or anything. Like it but it felt like reading Olivia's comment, I definitely agree. I think if they did more of the Karen versus Ivy, it would have been better received.
Okay.
If they focused on that aspect more.
If they had more of some sort of, I don't want to say drama, but if they did more
tie into the show.
Okay. That makes sense. Would it have helped for Jeremy Jordan to have been in it?
No.
Or Megan Hilty to come back to the role, or Catherine McPhee? No.
Krista Rodriguez is there.
I love Krista too. Yeah. I know, I'm sad. I think they close on the 22nd, so they'll be closing next Sunday. Yeah. It's always sad.
My tickets for August, I guess, will be refunded.
Yeah, probably. But you did get to see Cola's Cola.
I did get to see Cola's Cola.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I mean, when I had learned that it really wasn't part of the TV show version, it was more of its own version. I loved the show, but when I heard that it was a different kind of thing, I was like, I don't know. It wasn't one of those shows. There was so much to see this season. So much to see this season. There's still shows that I haven't seen that I'm going to try to play catch up on. But I don't know. I guess we'll leave it at that. Like, and we run the Smash group. Like, we've got that. We love the fans. It's just, to me, it didn't resonate. That was a show that I had to see. But I am glad that other people got to see it. Cheyenne saw it. Olivia saw it. So I'm glad that a couple of our friends got to see it, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, you ready to rock and roll?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're driving this bus now. I'm going to go into the passenger seat and be a passenger princess. Jeffrey Cohen, you never have to apologize for being late. You're fine. It's a chill episode today.
Chill vibes only.
Mm-hmm. Chill vibes only. We petitioned we're going to have nap next time.
Yeah, nap time. All right. Stuff happened. Things.
Stuff and things definitely happened. You know something?
Things.
Do you know something that was a stuff and a thing that happened that we should be woohooing about?
They
say it's our birthday. We celebrated 1 year of the freaking Broadway fan club. Holy cow.
We did do that.
How did we do that? How did we do that?
Because the times they come, the years they go, we
Sunrise,
get older, sunset. We wear the clothes, we wash the clothes, we fold the clothes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just day by day.
Day by day. It's going to be one of those episodes. I can feel it in my bones. It's great. So June 12th, 1 year of the official LLC of the Broadway Fan Club. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you, Olivia. It's crazy. And I sit there and I kind of talk about it, and I'm like, it's a year, and you and I still love each other, and we haven't killed a whole bunch of people with kindness. I'm gonna use that term. But we are powering through. And if you look back from this one little spark, and I'm going to quote Disney here for a moment, quote Figment, one little spark in the middle of the Water for Elephants after party to now, first and foremost, it takes years to get a wonderful, audience of members. We're at close to 3 million, which is insane. We have this wonderful podcast. Yes, Chris Levy reminded me that Broadway Jeopardy turned 1 of the same day. And it's Broadway Nerd Synergy. Yes. He was like, I knew it was familiar of a date. So June 12th. Now, I specifically chose June 12th for us to start the LLC because it is the anniversary of the Pulse shootings. And it was to help not have a dark day for a lot of friends and family, and myself included. And to be able to celebrate our loved ones. And I think that just goes in general. It's a day of celebration for other people. So, but yeah, then weird stuff happened. Do we want to talk about Les Mis first? I'll let you kind of dry the bow on that one.
Yeah, I mean.
Let's jump right into it.
Yeah. Les Mis. Les Mis at the Kennedy Center.
Les Mis at the Kennedy Center.
What a show.
It was a great show. Did you hear things that people had done? Now, for those of you that don't know the history and the background of what we're alluding to, Amber, do we want to just come out and say it? I don't care.
Well, yes. So with this new administration, the Kennedy Center lost their chairman, president of the Kennedy Center was fired.
Everybody at the Kennedy Center. It was a complete overhaul.
Right. And replaced, and their entire season was scrapped for shows that were
Hamilton was supposed to perform there.
Diverse, and just
anything that was DEI was scrapped.
There was a show called Fins about fish and diversity amongst fish for children, and that was scrapped. Yeah. So Les Mis was played and
scheduled to come through. The tour was going on forever.
Commander-in-Chief was present.
In attendance. Yep.
In attendance.
In attendance.
And tickets were sold for an exorbitant amount of money.
But did you see that people from all over the place were purchasing tickets from that night, or they were made to be non-refundable? So if you purchased a ticket and you decided with whomever was in attendance that this was not a show you wanted to be in attendance of, you couldn't get out of it either. Or you could just not show up.
Right.
But some really incredible people showed up.
Some amazing drag queens.
Do we have their names?
I don't have their names.
I have it.
You do.
I'm right on top of that. Marie Concarne provides an inside look at the charge performance. So it was June 11th. The performance was a, quote, particularly eventful one. This is something you can read on Playbill. Yes, Olivia, they don't do refunds at Kennedy Center. I know. At the performance itself, there was an equal amount of cheers and boos when President Trump arrived. Somebody was ushered out screaming expletives. There's the drag queens are talking about story time events. Let me see if I can get Tara Hoot, a drag queen who attended that Les Mis performance alongside fellow drag performers Vagenesis, which is I think that would have been your drag name, is Vagenesis, Ricky Rose, and Marie Concarne. Yes, so the previous statements about drag queens, Trump wanted to ban drag shows at the Kennedy Center as well as, quote, woke art, which has led to a number of shows canceling their engagement at the Kennedy Center, including Hamilton. Single ticket sales have fallen 50%. And at Les Mis, the performance of Les Mis, a number of patrons who had previously purchased tickets elected to not attend. Instead, this is what I love, donating the tickets to the drag performers. Those performers are also part of LGBTQIA+ advocacy group committee, which previously led a protest at the Kennedy Center and launched a petition calling for donors to stop supporting the institution. The drag queens and drag king who attended Les Mis were no strangers to the Kennedy Center, as they're local performers and some of them have performed at the institution before. So we're, quote, theoretically banned from performing any queer art in the Kennedy Center. And so just being there made it really seem like you can't erase us. That's what Marie Concarne told Playbill. You can ban us from the stages. You can't erase our presence from the venue. We'll always be there regardless. They walked Playbill all the way through the encounter and anything that was stated. That's something that we can always post on the link darkly below. And yes, Cheyenne, real quick, speaking of Les Mis, they've announced the 40th anniversary performances cast, which is what we're leading into right now. So it's important, especially myself and Amber, that we have to remain as neutral as possible, and we respect any of our members' opinions. We just ask that in groups you kind of keep your opinions, like don't push your opinions onto others, whether for one reason or another. Right?
Sure.
We'll leave it at that. Just like when we had Broadway votes on, we had to remain as neutral as possible. But we have our own beliefs, and we're happy to discuss them with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Yeah, so that happened. What?
That was the dog.
Oh, how are the puppies?
They're good.
The puppies have new names again, guys.
The puppies do have names.
They have new names. Adorable names. They are not Broadway themed, although they should be. Yeah,
they're just dessert names because they're cute dogs.
But what are the dessert names?
Mama's Sunday with an A at the end, or an AE. AE at the end. And then the babies are Marshmallow, Butterscotch, and Graham Cracker.
Yeah, sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
Good babies.
Good babies. So yes, going to Cheyenne's comment, the 40th anniversary cast, it's a limited season run. It's 8 weeks that they're running in the West End. is going to feature performers like Bradley Jaden, Killian Donnelly, Katie Hall, and Shan Ako. I got really bad hiccups. Daniel Bold and Danny Kahn. And they are going to run from September 8th to November 1st, which is super exciting. And I wish I could be there. But guess what else opened in the West End?
What else opened in the West End?
Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. Avita just opened.
I dropped it in at the beginning of the show.
I know, but we're talking about it again.
Okay.
Because now it's officially, we can talk more instead of all the like sad stuff. London Palladium, and of course, Jamie's doing his thing of, having Rachel Zegler perform out on the balcony in front of the Palladium to just passerbys. So they have their own walk. That's beautiful. You doing all right over there?
Yes.
You're melting. It's in 3D. So yeah, it's really exciting, and they are getting phenomenal reviews. So that's exciting. What else is on the board here tonight?
Nicole Scherzinger has announced a Las Vegas residency post Broadway excursion. So that is where Nicole will be headed after her Broadway adventures.
Yeah, her residency. I'm sure that is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Absolutely.
And do we want to talk about what Jeffrey Cohen just brought up? Because that's one of your favorite things in the entire universe.
Yeah, very excited for that. We have the 50th anniversary Chorus Line event, which has, I believe, several one night only benefit concert on Broadway.
Yep, on my dad's birthday, July 27th.
On your dad's birthday, yep.
Dad's birthday. So they're throwing a birthday party for my dad.
Featuring members of the original cast and also many Broadway favorites, Chorus Line alum from other productions. So it'll be very exciting.
I have the list of names. Do you want me to read through it? Because it's pretty cool.
Go for it.
So first and foremost, I'm a Gilmore Girls fan. So anytime Kelly Bishop does anything, I'm there. Kelly Bishop, original cast member of Chorus Line, but also was like Mama Gilmore, essentially, like unbelievable. Wayne Salento, Bjork Lee, Priscilla Lopez, and Donna McKechnie. Special performances by Charlotte D'Amboise from Chicago, Jessica Lee Golden of Moulin Rouge, Robin Herder of Smash, Frances Yu of Yellowface, Krista Rodriguez of Smash, we were just talking about her. Jessica Voss of Hell's Kitchen, Anthony Wayne, Tina the Tina Turner musical, Tony Yazbek, Flying Over Sunset, and Lee Zimmerman, Olivier Award winner. Additional casting will be announced at a later date. It'll also be directed by original cast member Lee, who will also remount the original Michael Bennett and Bob Avian choreography, which is going to be insane to think about when you think about this is the 50th anniversary, and some of these original cast members are going to do the original choreography, which is nuts.
Very cool.
It is nuts. So
very cool. Speaking of Jessica Voss,
she's
also taking a, I believe, 3-week leave from Hell's Kitchen to recover from back surgery.
Just nuts. Well, you know who else is taking a break? We didn't announce on the group last week, did we? On the page. Podcast. This singer.
I feel like
Megan,
yes. Megan Hilty.
Yes. Megan's taking a break vocally, and then Tom Francis has also been taking a couple of days of vocal rest as well.
Yes.
So this is, again, why I get on my soapbox and say, just because you are at a show does not mean that somebody's going to come out to the stage door. There are serious medical things that happen when you're performing a show 8 times a week and then some, and doing PR and doing media and doing this and doing TikToks and doing this and doing this. Like, there's a lot that's going on for sure. So it's really interesting to kind of see, and I'm glad that these performers are taking time to heal because you don't want to push an injury anymore.
Right.
But I will say there has been yet another uptick of our members in different groups going, oh, I'm flying over just to go see Jeremy Jordan and Floyd Collins to see there. I'm coming only to see Eva, performing cabaret. Is she performing? Guys, there is no way to know if somebody is, unless it's a scheduled out. There is no way to know unless the curtain opens and they're not on there. Because there's been times, I always use my Sweeney Todd example, went to go see Sutton 15 minutes before the show, everyone's sitting there, they made the announcement that it was not Sutton performing as Mrs. Levitz, and I decided to dip out and come back the next day. But there's also been times where it was supposed to be an understudy, and I was really excited and surprised it's actually the main performer. So you just don't know. If you're going to a show, go see the show to see the show. Don't go to see a specific performer exclusively. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
And yes, I was waiting for Chris to say, but yes, Dee, who was taking over for Megan for a little while at Death Becomes Her, was also Our Lady of the Lake when the Orlando Shakes did Svalon. That is correct.
And note that Dee is only doing 7 of the 8 performances a week.
Yeah.
So one of the 8 performances will then be done by either Kaylee or Natalie. So if someone gets to see Natalie Madeline, I am jealous.
So everybody go support Death Becomes Her, so then you could be the one to see Natalie, and then Amber will be jealous.
And then Amber can haunt your dreams and nightmares for free.
And she will.
And I will.
Really
I'll find you. I will find you.
She'll have all the cute, like, foster animals and be like, you want to pet one? Nope, you can't. You want to pet this one? Nope, too bad. This is literally how she haunts people.
It's true.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have on the agenda? Oh, we have a streaming release.
Which one?
On Friday.
Which one?
On Disney Plus.
We do. Just let it go already, Amber. God.
Very exciting times. Keeping up with their trend of amazing, incredible pro shots. Yeah. Disney is bringing Frozen to your home.
My only problem is it's not the original Broadway cast.
Right, it's the West End cast.
Which is totally fine. Totally fine.
Right.
But I was at first preview for Frozen, and I know most of that cast, and it would have been so cool to see him in a pro shot. The West End cast is incredible. And it's free if you have Disney Plus. So Frozen is one of those shows. It's just like Shrek to me. I was like, well, I guess I'll go see a show like I know the IP of, and it's fine. Like, it's okay. Like, and I just kind of like dismissed it. And I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, this is one of my favorite new things of all time. And it was Disney magic even when it came out several years ago. Yeah. And it's just been beautiful. And I think I told you that was the first show back I saw after COVID. And it was the first show that opened up the season at Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando. And I was second row. I was eating my gummy bears. I can't forget this. I was in row BB, which is like second row in. And the curtains rose. I mean, you had to wear masks at that point. As the curtains rose, I had tears falling and my mask was soaked. And because just tears of like just overwhelming, like emotional release and joy. And I just sat there like this for 2.5 hours because God, what a cool show that was. It really was wonderful and still is. So please go see that show. Be obsessed with it like I am. Yeah, I'm excited. But I thought you were going to talk about the official announcement for Merrily, too. Because Amber gets a face right before she's about to sneeze, and we're that kind of friendship now. She's like this.
Sorry.
No, you turn into a Simpsons character. You like lose your bottom lip when you go to sneeze. It's cute. It's fine.
Yeah. So, Merrily has announced, well, not really announced, but AMC kind of
They alluded
the date, which has now been changed to January 1st, 1990, if you click the link.
So stupid.
So stupid. So yeah,
but
we're
also
hoping
so smart for marketing.
So smart for marketing, yeah. So we're hoping to have some Merrily news around December.
Yeah. And hey, guess what? We run that group too. So if you go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com, you'll see our Merrily group.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah, it's really exciting. And yes, well, I'll go back through the comments because Jeffrey Cohen said he saw Purpose. But you said, so you saw Purpose on Saturday afternoon, but the Hayes is a terrible theater to see a show. It is pretty intimate of a theater. I'll give it that. And then it's the ultimate battle of who's the bigger theater nerd, because then Chris Levy just posted, the only show I remember seeing there was Torch Song Trilogy 40 years ago. Enjoyed it quite a lot. Yes, I think it's just we are so spoiled when it comes to how theaters are now. It's really interesting, for sure. Legally Blonde is doing the first show. My local theater Gallery Players is doing this year. Jeffrey did hear about that on Tony's too. Yes, the same Gallery Players Harvey mentioned in his Tony's speech. And that's a fun show, Legally Blonde. Have you ever seen it, Amber?
Only the
MTV episode.
MTV episode, yeah.
So, and I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the first official like pro shot to be released for public consumption, right? So for those, and what year was it? Do you have it in front of you? I know you're reading something, but
like 2000 and something.
So Legally Blonde, the musical, it was fun. But they did a TV show. Let's see. TV casting. We did like a reality TV show for the next Elle Woods.
Right.
But there's so what they kind of emulated that when they just did the casting for the TV show, the prequel. Let's see.
2007.
2007 is when the actual movie came out, like the musical came out on this is it right here, on TV. It was actually sponsored from MTV. Yep. So the show debuted. So Legally Blonde, the musical, The Search for Elle Woods, was an MTV program created in order to cast an actress to replace Laura Bell Bundy, who is a delight if you've never met her, in the role of Elle Woods. The show debuted on June 2nd. So it had 8 episodes. The winner of the show, Bailey Hanks, in addition to being cast in the role, was given the opportunity to record her own single as the musical's first act, Closer, So Much Better, which is constantly playing in my head. So it's really kind of fun to think about, like, a reality TV show helped cast one of the very first musicals to be streamed online. Yeah. And then, or streamed playing like TV, MTV. It was MTV produced Broadway show. This is when MTV Studios was in Times Square, which is nuts. But yeah, it's really kind of fun to think about that. But it was a pro shot, and it is so crazy because if you look at pro shot now, you feel like you're inside of a stage. I would almost compare it to a slime tutorial that was permitted to happen.
Right.
Like they stayed away from pretty much everything, and it's almost just a wide shot of the stage the entire production.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, oh man, I'm exhausted.
Him too. Oh Mary, I'm exhausted.
Oh no, geez. Oh geez, Louise. Or not. That's how I'm feeling. I was waiting for a Louise line to come up from Gypsy. It didn't happen. Just didn't happen. I am going to post a video. I found something really cute that I sent you, Amber. During the Tonys, when they were doing the commercial breaks, did you watch that video? Maybe I'll post it on our main page. I'll post it on the Broadway Fan Club page where this is streaming. They play during the commercial breaks. They actually played videos and showed photos of the nominees as children. So it's like Baby Roger McDonald, like blasting music and like singing, or like little tiny, like probably 2-year-old Jonathan Groff tap dancing. So cute.
Precious.
So cute and precious.
Very precious.
Well, yeah. Is there anything else we want to do before we give a wrap up and say our goodbyes and let everybody enjoy the rest of their week and get a break from us talking next week?
No, I mean, we talked about Sarah Hyland leaving. I don't think we mentioned that Aisha Jackson is coming in.
We didn't mention that.
So Aisha Jackson is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very cool because I was reading that she actually was one of the original daisies in the readings of The Great Gatsby with Jeremy Jordan and like the workshop process. So she's like, I'm going kind of back to this role that I once was part of. So it's very exciting.
So my Disney self gets like really nerdy because it's 2 Disney Channel stars.
Right.
She was in, oh my God, is it brain no worky, brain need to worky. Oh my God, is it Jessie?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Let's see. But yeah, it'll be a really interesting kind of dynamic too. I still think it's funny of the dynamics between like here's my fun dynamics. The Gatsby so far were all JDs and Heathers. You have the Glee conspiracy theory. Did you see the Glee conspiracy theory?
About the Tonys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the last 3 years, somebody who performed on Glee won
a Tony. Yeah.
Alice Newell, Jonathan Groff, and Darren Criss. And then they're like, well, next year it's going to be Leah Michelle for chess. And I was like,
right.
Okay. But then they also did a whole video of like every person that's performed on Glee at the Tonys. So like Kristen Chenoweth, and that was kind of fun. But I like these like conspiracy theories that are happening like in our little theater world here. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see Aisha Jackson for sure in that role.
Yeah.
All right, what else do you want to talk about?
I got nothing. We'll show everyone the puppies.
Yeah, let's go see the ice cream sundae.
Okay, I'll be right back.
You guys get fur tax while we wait. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Chris, it will not be Leah Michelle.
All right, I gotta tell you.
What?
I'm really warming up to Mama.
You gonna keep her? Is she a foster fill?
I'm really starting to love her a lot.
Well, when we got the picture of her, I was like, she's freaking Falcor.
She is Falcor, but she's really cute.
She looks like a Karen with a hair bob because of her ears, but we know it. And you said that she's either going to be Sweetie or Sunday.
She's Sunday. I
just love it. She's got her little paws curled up and she's like, love me.
That's one.
So you guys, that's why you got to hang out till the end because we always give you fur tax when Amber can. But yeah, so to kind of go back off of what Jeffrey was just saying, Jeffrey put together a spreadsheet and he sent it to me. It's over 400 shows that he has seen in his lifetime. And it makes me want to put together one for mine too. So they're getting so big. Hi, puppies. All right. So on my left, you're right. We have Marshmallow.
Your Marshmallow. In the middle is Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. And then Graham Cracker.
And then Graham Cracker.
Graham Cracker. So I love that the printer ran out of ink and that Butterscotch keeps slapping his brother in the face.
Hi, babies.
Stay away from me. But why is he the tiniest?
Butterscotch?
Yes.
Because he's the runt.
He is the runt. But look at his head. He looks like a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
And Marshmallow's always tired and Graham Cracker's just like, what's up?
Yeah.
But if I was there, I would squish them all and then I would steal Butterscotch. He's my favorite. Who's your favorite of the puppies?
I like them all, but probably Butterscotch.
Yeah. Marshmallow.
And I like Graham Cracker a lot too.
Oh, who loves Marshmallow out there?
Everyone loves Marshmallow.
Everybody loves them all. I saw the pictures of the babies, like the babies playing with the puppies. They're so squishy. Butterscotch just doesn't want anyone near him. He's like, pause. And they're still Cheyenne says I'd steal them all. Well, they will be available for adoption. And that'll be soon-ish. But if people are interested, Amber, how can they apply to submit to adopt one of the pups?
That is through the Connecticut Humane Society. Adopt.
What is that? I just see puppy legs.
I'm wearing the Connecticut Humane Society shirt right now. That is through the Connecticut Humane Society. These guys specifically are in the Newington branch.
Okay. And I've been there with you.
Yeah.
When he had the kitten.
It's true.
Yeah. They're just hanging and Mom was chilling and Graham Cracker looks like he's fallen asleep. Oh, I'm sorry. Butterscotch fell asleep on Graham Cracker.
Butterscotch is sleeping back here.
Yeah, that's adorable. Just need to be in a puppy pile. But yes, thank you for the fur tag. So yeah, guys, so don't forget next week we'll be on hiatus, just our little summer break, to answer the questions that Olivia asked earlier. Shows I'm going to see in order. We'll try that. Sunday, I've got the matinee for Broadway Sings Queen, and then I have 8 o'clock for Heather's if anyone wants to join. Midnight show for Broadway Here's Equity Fights Aid Broadway Bears. Come out. Monday night is Don Giovanni at the Cutting Room. Tuesday is free for me, so it'll be probably Stranger Things, and by free I mean I get to pick where I go because I'm paying for it. Then Wednesday matinee, I'm hoping to get into cabaret, and then Wednesday evening I will be at the event for Joy the Musical, and I cannot freaking wait. Again, if you are interested in learning more about Joy the Musical, we are the official fan group for the show, and I will be putting that up onto the website. There will be a huge announcement from the show specifically on Thursday, so if you want to get in before that happens, please go ahead and join the group. Once we hit 500 members, we'll be doing a giveaway, and then once we hit 1,000 members, we'll be doing an additional giveaway. So make sure you do that. And even though Amber doesn't have access to the bracelets right now, we do have several bracelets that'll be having some of the new stuff like Heather's, Joy the Musical, We Miss 40th, etc. on our Etsy, which is thebroadwayfanclub.etsy.com. And we added a new hotel partner too on top of the W Times Square and the Westin Times Square cluster code. You can also go, I'm going to put it up right now. It is the Element Times Square, which I'll actually be staying at next week. They are very awesome there. And the code is, COR. So if you were looking at staying somewhere, it's off of 39th. It's actually a great location for me for this trip. So Element Times Square, code COR. Or if you're looking at the W Times Square, the Westin Times Square, it's E7103. You can get all your theater fix and more through several of our Broadway fan clubs on thebroadwayfanclub.com. So if you're in the city next week and you want to see me, just shoot me a message. Olivia, I fully expect a cookie date. Jeffrey, I will fully hope to see you. And if not, I will wave as you're passing by, and you'll wave as you're passing by. And you bet your asses I'm going to go visit our friends over at Schmackery's, and then I will have a cookie to hold up, and Amber will have puppies. It's not fair.
I was just going to say, pretend all of these puppies are bracelets, and that's bracelets.
That's a lot of bracelets, but also totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. I just want to smell the puppies. I sat in a puppy pile. There was a convention.
All I'm doing is just breathing them in. They smell so bad.
No. So there was a convention this past week, Infocom in Orlando, and they had what I've always wanted to create a business of as puppy pop-up. So they had the local shelter, had a bunch of really stupid, cute puppies, and they weren't that small. They were probably like 5 or 6 months old, but I just fell in love with some of the golden retrievers, and I was just doing that, sniffing puppies. It's the best kind of drug. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to go promptly pass out. I'm so tired. I know you are too. Again, guys, don't forget, we do not have a show next week, but that doesn't mean we're not going to be active. Stay up to date with all the stuff that's happening in New York next week by following the Broadway Fan Club on Instagram as well. And anything you want to add?
Nope.
Butterscotch just reached his pile and he was like, goodbye. Goodbye, Butterscotch.
Bye.
Bye, butterscotch. Everybody have a great week. Have a great week off from us next week. I know you'll be missing us. We'll be missing you guys, but I will be doing a lot of live videos on our Facebook and our reel. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Ciao, Maine.
Ciao.
Bye, puppies.
Bye.
Bye, people.